The reason I think I should put it as Sandrock Gaming is because I think this will probably be the only Italy team, but I know for a fact this will not be the only KSA team. And let's get into it. So it is Sandrock Gaming representing Kingdom of Saudi Arabia against, well, Italy. So what we're going to do, we have 9 games to watch here. They were all played earlier today. These teams were scrimming. So we're going to take a different player's perspective for every game, and I'm going to be on Ahmad's POV for game number 1 here. And let's see how the games went. I didn't watch these games closely. I did have a chance to just, skim through I skimmed through the VOD a little bit. But Dead Monster is kind enough to send me the replays for this, so shout out to Dead Monster for hooking us up here. Some other information I can tell you about these games is that this is, I think, the first scrim. In fact, no, it is the first scrim. Yeah, I remember it is. I was told by Khaled. This is the first time that they've scrimmed. Oh my goodness, what a dunk by Dead Monster. That's huge. Yeah, this is the first time that SRG had scrimmed or played together since they won the APL Nationals for Saudi Arabia, the Saudi Arabia Nationals. The reason they took a bit of a break there is mostly because they had school. It was like exam time in Saudi Arabia. Great pass. Dead Monster finds Arju in the middle. Cheeky little infield, and that's going to be 1-1. Ahmad already zooming. Yeah, you know he's going to be zooming. Our boy's going to be absolutely farming all the speed, farming all the boost. Such a fun player to watch. So fluid, so efficient with his movement, and he's undefendable. I think he's one of the hardest players to defend in the entire world. Didn't want to commit fully for that one. Check Senzo ping. Yeah, I did see Senzo's ping's not all that great right now. I don't know why Senzo's ping is at 130, but his internet must have been causing him problems this day. Khaled Ahmad, pretty good. 1896, that's pretty good for those guys. They're used to that. No problems for them dealing with that kind of ping total. Obviously, that's the same kind of numbers that all the European and North American players have been struggling with in the international scrims that have been happening. Oh, what a goal by RG. That's a great recovery. Ahmad missed the backwall read, and Arju didn't miss the ceiling read. Great double. His internet's trash. That's a shame. Yeah, Senzo needs to get himself over to a team house for the IWO quals if they're going to be having any chance. Oh, that's just in, actually. So Ahmad powers in an equalizer. Cucks are a bit off the line, but too far off the line. Oh, he doesn't have fiber in his area. Senzo no fiber. Wonder if they've got plans to get themselves into a team house. Own goal, Pog. I mean, yeah, Cuxer hit it. He had an orange trail, but it wasn't an own goal. I mean, it was in. So, and that's not an own goal as well. As Ahmad puts in yet another one. Italy, yeah, man. IWO, Intel World Open. You're going to see a lot of teams popping up. England have got a bunch of teams scrimming. Well, I say England. It's actually UK because it's the Olympics, so it's United Kingdom, not England. Belgium have announced one team. I think they're probably going to announce another one with Astral as well. Queso are going to be repping Spain, of course. Portugal have announced a team. Finland have announced a team. Alright, if they've not announced a team, they've been scrimming at least. Metsonoris, Magnus, Icy. So a lot of international teams are going to be playing these days, and I think after this weekend with the EU Major coming to a close, we're going to see even more of this. Why didn't you call him Saudi Arabia? Because there's lots of Saudi Arabia teams, and in this case we can be more specific because this Saudi Arabia team is actually a team, Sandrock Gaming, so that's why I didn't call them. We've got the Saudi Arabia flag though. Yeah, I think, going into this, even though the Italy players have been playing more recently, competing in, well, Arju, right up until recently, was still in the running for RLCSX. And, Cuxer played in the most recent RLCSX event as well. I still had, and I still do think that SRG are the favorites in this matchup. I had SRG a tier above Italy in my international tier list. And that's, you know, even with the ping disadvantage being considered, I still think they're the favorites in this matchup, because they're actually a team. And yeah, first game's back, first series back, in first practice session back after APL or not. I still think they're a phenomenal team, but you got to give credit to Italy as well. I think Arju, I mean, everybody knows he's a brilliant player. He's had a great season for himself. He's been, you know, having to prove so many people wrong. Well, that's a good beat. Mad just too fast and doubles it in 4-2. And yeah, hat trick for Mad already, and 4 saves for Khaled as well. Yeah, Arju really did. Oh, what an own goal. Oh, he scored 4 goals. He's not satisfied with 3. He's gone and put in a 4th one as well. Oh, he just clipped that one. I don't know if that was an attempted back pass or if he meant to just send it into the corner and then collect it, but he chipped it straight into the bottom corner. So not what he was trying to do there. And Senso's in trouble. That's going to be 4-4. My goodness, what a game. Arju scored all the goals for Italy. Like I was saying before all that pandemonium occurred, Arju, you know, he's got subbed in for Mouse at the end of RLCS Season 9. I think he did really well, but then they benched him, and then he came back stronger than both of the teammates who benched him. Cuxer and Speed benched him. Arju outperformed them both in RLCS Season X with his team. And yeah, they've ended up benching Ixo and not being in the running for the Major and the Championships, but still, I think a great season for Arju. I really rate him as a player. I think, like I said before, I think Dead Monster slept on. I think Cuxer's far from done yet. This is a solid team. It's a really solid team. Where can you watch IWO? I'm not actually sure, to be honest. I am not sure. What about Africa? How does it work for IWO? I think that Africa, Middle East, and Europe are all being played on European servers. But they just really left Khaled alone at the back there, but no problems for Khaled. He's not hitting that, is he? Oh, get out of here. What? I told you can't defend this guy. What is this takeoff? Wow. Okay, we gotta take a look at that from we gotta take a look at that from the defender's POV. That's just mad. That's Ahmad. Okay. Okay, who else was back? I think Dead Monster, no, it's Cuxer is back as well. Yeah, I mean, I don't blame them for not seeing that coming. Then again, though, you see Ahmad flying after a double touch. You have to, you know, assume that there's a good chance he could score. You always have to consider the possibility. But yeah, that's 1-0. Sandrock taking the first game here. Let me load up the second one. And for the second game, we're gonna watch from Khaled's POV. So I'm gonna show at least one game from everybody. We've got 9 games, so I'll show one game from everybody, and then I'll also show an extra game from Khaled, Ahmad, and Arju. So we're gonna get 2 games from each of those guys. Yeah, Ahmad's absolutely ridiculous. It doesn't make sense. He is so unbelievably fast. Play with 100 ping. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Oh. Oh! Khaled missed. He hit the post, but it's own goal. It's bounced off Dead Monster, and it's in. Is Ahmad better than Khaled? I think in threes they both do really different things. I think that they have their own strengths. They're pretty close, I'd say. So, obviously, Ahmad is the offense. He's the guy who can't be guarded. You can't defend him when he's peeking. He's just one of those players who you can't stop. You know, like a prime Justin, like a prime Mist, like a prime Astral, like an Alpha 54 when he's not maining FIFA. You know, that's the level that Ahmad is at. And I honestly do believe that if you just copy-pasted... Oh, Ahmad's hit the bar there. He's trying to go... He always goes for bar down every time. Always goes for bar down. He doesn't know anything else. But I was saying, so I think if you copy-pasted Ahmad and this... you could put him in any team. Any team in the world, and I think the team would be as good, if not better. than before if you just gave them a little bit of time to get used to him. I think he's absolutely world class. World class. I saw Jack put out his player tier list, I think it was. Was that a tier list? Yeah, Jack did a player tier list, RLCS player tier list. And I think his tier list is really accurate, to be honest. A lot of his rankings are exactly the same as mine. Most of them, in fact, the vast majority. But he did say that he's got Ahmad and Khalid in like C tier or whatever. I can't remember what he called C tier. I think he called it decent tier. That's disrespect. That's pure disrespect. Ahmad is minimum, at minimum, he is a difference maker. I think that was the name of the tier in Jack's list. Minimum. Yeah, 2-0. Talked a little bit there about Ahmad, of course, but Senzo's also getting on the score sheet. Khalid early on as well. But yeah, Khalid, he's a defensive guy, so the reason that Ahmad and even Senzo are able to just rampage as much as they do is because of this guy. He's a priority defender. I don't like saying third man all that much these days because I think it's a very misunderstood term. You know, when you say third man, everybody just assumes that that guy's in defense all the time. But what's actually happening is he's just a priority defender. So if Ahmad and Khalid are ever equidistant to a ball, Ahmad goes if he can, and Khalid will go back. He'll be behind the ball the most and ahead of it the least, most likely. That's pretty much all there is to it. And he's one of the best at it. I mean, Khalid is so good at stalling to give his teammates time to recover. He's so good at goal line defense, and he's so good at positioning himself to at least always have a chance to save everything. Unbelievable boost management. His recoveries are top tier, absolutely top tier. So yeah, Ahmad and Khalid, they do different things. I think Senzo is also extremely good, but not quite as good as Ahmad and Khalid. But obviously, that's like saying, you know, Squishy's the worst player in NRG. It's like, well, how are you supposed to be better than Justin or Garrett? There's no shame in this. Like, it's the same kind of thing. Like, Senzo is basically in that situation where he's just got two absolutely world-class teammates, like both in the running for best in the world. They're both in the conversation, and yeah, you can't really be too upset about that. Hey, AZ Hon, thanks for the brand new Prime, and also Colonia 38-month Prime. Welcome back. Bro Bean with the 60-month Tier 1. Welcome back to you as well. A lot of crossbars for Sandrock. I've had really boomed the bar there. But yeah, you can see that they're not afraid to get all three players forward. I love the way that Sandrock attack the ball. And it's something that they do purposely, as you guys have become more aware of recently with the EU versus NA and even Sam versus EU international matches that we've seen, and as any of these international matches we've seen in the past. It's really hard to defend when you've got a ping advantage, so Sandrock just try not really do that. They try to never be defending. And with their dominance they've had in a lot of the tournaments they've played in, and a lot of the practice matches they have in their region, in Middle East, they don't end up doing a lot of defending anyway, because they just get to do their thing. They get to dictate the flow of the game. I don't think they would get to do that as much against the best EU and NA teams, but yeah, that's just something you will see from any team who's playing with a ping disadvantage. They're going to try and keep the ball in offense. They're going to try and keep playing the ball when the other team aren't on it already. Any thoughts on scheduling a BDS SRG show match? I can't remember when somebody tweeted that at me. I feel like it was around about winter split. I think somebody tweeted at me to make that happen. And I did ask Extra, but he didn't really want it, and BDS don't really want it because they don't really do very well in things that are not RLCS events. Like, BDS are sick in RLCSX events, they're sick in regionals, they're sick in majors, and they'll probably be insane at the championships as well. But in everything else, they don't really do as well. For example, the BTS event at the winter break, I think BDS got first rounded. Like, they just don't perform anywhere near the same level. And I think it's a fair thing to to not want to do? Why would they risk hurting their confidence? Okay, so let's go on Arju's camera for the third game here. First 2 games going to Sandrock. The first one was extremely close. Second one, pure domination. Let's see what Italy can do with Arju. He's been the most impactful player so far for these guys. When will we see Vitality SSG? Probably never, because KDOP doesn't even know who SSG are. Like, when we were doing the first international stream, me, Rizzo, Turbo, and Dazarin, we had Retals, or rather, I should say I had Retals in my DMs. He wanted BDS, he wanted Vitality, and that was it. He only wanted BDS Vitality, and BDS weren't all online. I think Extra wasn't available, so that wasn't happening. And so I messaged FairJame. I said, hey, do you guys want to play against Space Station Gaming? They want to play you. And KDOP said, who? And he wasn't even just memeing. Like, a lot of pros, they say who about other teams when they know full well who the team is. But KDOP genuinely didn't know. He told Fairy that he only knows NRG, which I don't even know if KDOP knows Squishies and NRG, to be honest. He probably remembers NRG, Garrett Justin. I don't know if he knows anything else than that, because they beat him in Season 8, so he remembers them. And he knows Turbo's new team. But I don't think he even knows who Turbo's teammates are. He just knows Turbo plays for Envy. That's it. That's all KDOP knows. He knows Turbo, Garrett, and Justin. They are NA as far as KDOP's concerned. So there's no chance that Space Station Gaming are going to play Vitality, because KDOP's not interested. He's just out here streaming to like 15,000 viewers playing ranked. So I don't blame him. Like, he's making his money. He's building his brand, and I congratulate him. I think he's insane. I think there's a lot of like players, a lot of pros in the scene right now who have achieved nowhere near the level that KDOP has, and they never will achieve what KDOP has. And they're putting disrespect on this man's name. I think there's so much disrespect on KDOP's name, it's unbelievable to me, to be honest. I'm actually shocked at all these no-names. Like, they're literally no-names to KDOP, and they're talking bad about him, as if he's ever going to talk back. It's not going to happen. He doesn't know who you are. He doesn't care who you are. The other thing that I don't get is, you know, Vitality are already, they've been confirmed. Like, they've been the same as BDS, you know, confirmed for top 6 for a while. And then people are wondering why they're not really trying all that hard. Well, that's probably why. Like, they're already top 6. They're already into championships. So yeah, seeing those teams not really do as well. Same thing for NRG. Same thing for BDS. I wouldn't be worried for their fans at all. Because yeah, they already got their top 6. They're just chilling. But yeah, if there was a LAN, when there is a LAN, what do you guys think is gonna happen? Like, I hear a lot of people saying the Vitality are gonna suck on LAN because they don't even practice Rocket League right now. Like, they're not putting the work in. People calling out KDOP, people calling out Alpha 54. I see some people even calling out Fairy Peak's performance for regional events and stuff like this. What do you guys think is going to happen if there's a LAN? You guys think that they're not going to be practicing? Of course they're going to be practicing. They're going to be grinding. They know how to win. These guys all know how to win. Alpha's been in the semi-finals of DreamHack before with Savage, when he was utterly hard carrying. Like, when you put him in there with KDOP Fairy, they're gonna be top tier. They're gonna be absolutely a contender. You know, I gotta give respect to Chicago, by the way. He's one of the only people who's got this right. He did his team's tier list today, and he had Vitality in the top tier, alongside teams like NRG, Envy, and Space Station. He did it a little bit different. He didn't do S tier, A tier, B tier, etc. He just did, his top tier was teams who can win, and he put Vitality in there, because of course Vitality can win the LAN. It's insane to me that all these players are talking trash about KDOP though. It's mad. Like, him and Turbo they're so far ahead in the GOAT conversation. It's not even close. No one else is even anywhere near those two. It is Turbo and KDOP. They're the only people who can sit down and talk about who the GOAT is. Yeah, people are talking so much disrespect. But the crazy thing, okay, well, this is maybe the thing that doesn't make sense to me. If people thought they were going to get K-Dop's attention by doing that, it would make sense. If people thought that them... Italy playing really well this game, by the way. This is sick. Really good offense by these guys. It's tough to defend with the away server, as you guys know. But yeah, like I was saying, so if people thought they could get K-Dop's attention by doing that, by calling him out, then fair enough, because he's a really, really popular guy, and maybe they could, you know, get their name out there a little bit more by calling him out and having him respond. But I'm telling you, he's not responding. He doesn't know who you are. He doesn't care for your shenanigans. The entire pro scene, if you're trying to call out players and create drama, K-Dop's not your guy. It's not happening. He doesn't care. I respect the fact that he doesn't care, though. I really do. I respect K-Dop a lot because of that. Not many pros have the ability to see somebody talking trash about them and then just continue with their day and not respond. So props. He's in a world of his own. He's in a league of his own. Okay, right. Let's go into the next game here. We're gonna go Khaled POV again. We're gonna get around to everybody. I'll show you everybody's POVs at least once. But let me just get into Khaled POV for game 4. Italy took that one really comfortably, just as comfortable as Sandrock took game number 2. Yeah, for Sandrock, they've got to get that ball into offense and keep it there. It's too hard to defend boomers with 100 ping. Can't be done. 3v3 boomers, undefendable at 100 ping. That's what everybody's learned from all of the international stuff recently. Yeah, we're on Khaled POV here. We'll watch another Ahmad game later on. Ooh, so Khaled breaking the headlock immediately. So I wonder here, I'm not going to rewind again, I promise. But okay, let's watch this. So let's theory crack for a second. So Dead Monster gets Khaled in a headlock. Now, there's a brief moment where he doesn't jump. He didn't jump immediately. He jumped after just you know, half a second or something. He probably, you know, realized, wait, Ahmad and Senzo are terrible at 2s together. I gotta get out of this. Like, I bet you if that was Senzo or Ahmad in that headlock, they would have stayed in it, because they'd be like, oh, it's okay, we got Khaled. We got Khaled. He's gonna carry the 2v2 part of the game. But when it's Khaled in the headlock, he's like, nah. I better go rescue my boys. No one cares about this rule anymore. I care. Listen, a lot of people think it's silly. I think there's a place to do it, because there's definitely some players who will stay in that to their detriment, and you can capitalize on that by, you know, if you're terrible at 2v2 and you manage to lock up their best 2v2 player, and then you know that your teammates are insane at 2s, you can just have an advantageous matchup. Bait the opponent who's too egotistical to leave the headlock, and then you could also get a sneaky advantageous position. Maybe you get a headlock on your goal line, and then you just become a total rat when the ball's coming towards you. You break free and you save it, and then you get so many impressions on Twitter, it'll be unbelievable. Like, I think there's many reasons why it's a great strategy. It's a viable strategy. That was cheeky by Cuxer, actually. A great touch. Like, he'd call it headlock. Everybody's like, rule this, rule that. I'm moving away from this. Moving away from that. Alright, to win against KSA. Well, okay, here's the thing. So, KSA have 1 spot out of the 8 for the EUME Africa finals. Like, Europe, Africa, Middle East all qualify for the same regional finals for the Intel World Open. Middle East get 1 spot. So it might not, there's a chance it isn't even Sandrock Gaming who play in that. Like, there's lots of good teams in Middle East. You know, the Ultimates have taken Sandrock to ace matches before. Falcons, I don't know if they've beaten them, but they took a couple games off them. Ooh, close. It's crossbar challenge for a lot today. You can tell the shooting's a bit rusty. Post as well for Ahmad. Usually these guys just top corner everything. Rust. And yeah, Empty beat them one time in a tournament, although I know there was internet issues. Senzo's got to get his internet sorted, man. Like, if he rocks up to the Inter World Open with this internet, that's just a criminal. Senzo, get to a team house somewhere. I don't know where that could be, but I mean, he's still putting on a good performance. It hasn't looked like Senzo's out of place in this lobby at all. If anything, he's been making plays. And he's got the laggiest internet of them all. Where would I rank Ahmad mechanically in the world? Top 5, no question. Easy top 5. Don't even have to think about it. It's just like so easy. The only players who are in the conversation mechanically, Ahmad, are Astral, I'll say Alpha, First Killer, probably Miss these days. Yeah, I mean, Justin could be, but yeah, he's been struggling for motivation recently and hasn't been as nutty as before. I think Mist has the edge. I think Mist and First Killer have got the best mechanics in North America right now. Astral, Alpha in Europe. Jory is good with more practice, but he needs more threes practice. He's got the ones mechanics. Jory's is probably the best. Oh my days, what a clear. Jory's probably got the best ones mechanics, but not the best. He's not top 5 threes now. I thought we were talking about threes right now, so. AJ, not quite. Justin, not at the moment. Monkey Moon, not quite. I think Monkey Moon's very good, but I think he might be mechanically overrated though. Like, Monkey Moon's so smart. He's a really smart player. He positions so well, and he is extremely fast, and he is very mechanical. But yeah, when a lot of people sometimes, I've heard a lot of people say Monkey Moon's the best mechanics in EU. I don't think that's ever been the case. I don't think Monkey Moon's ever been the best mechanically. He's probably the best player in Europe, but not mechanics, I would say. That's just my opinion, of course. I think best mechanics in EU is Astral. Acronic, yeah, there's not enough evidence on him yet, but yeah, he's insane. Acronic is definitely up there for top EU mechanics. Atomic is better than Mist in mechanics. I would disagree. Alright, let me pull up the next game here. So that's 3-1 now for Sandrock. And we're going to watch this game from Senzo. We're going to watch the next game from the last... Well, we've watched an Ahmad game, we've watched 2 Kyle games. Let's watch a Senzo game here. See what he's getting up to. These are really good games though. Italy looking good, despite taking some L's here. But yeah, if we're going top 10 mechanical players, I think you're gonna have to. I mean, well, there's other players who are in that conversation, but they're not actually. Like, I think there's players in the mechanics discussion who aren't even in RLCS. Like, Ahmad's one of them, and the other one is Daniel. I think Daniel's mechanics are ridiculous. So yeah, Daniel's probably like top 3 NA mechanics. He's just too young. He's 14. Yeah, First Killer's number 1, of course. Yeah, okay, top 10. So okay, that's now if we're going top 10, even a slumping Justin is gonna go in there. So you can put Justin in there. I'll put Daniel in there, even though he's 14. First Killer. And Mist. That's 4 NA players. And you go Astral, for sure. Alpha, for sure. Ahmad, for sure. And yeah, also Khaled's mechanics are pretty nutty. Like, he doesn't do the flashy stuff, but his mechanics are still absolutely ridiculous. I maybe wouldn't put him top 10 though. It's tough to continue down the line. I don't know, I'll have to think about it. I'll have to think about my top 10. That'd be a funny one to do with the same crowd that we did the top 25 teams with. Or was it? No, it's top 20 teams. Oh, that was actually such a good pass. Senzo beamed it. Senzo beamed it out for a throw-in. The pass was very, very cheeky. Khaled underrated mechanically? Yes, I agree. I think Khaled is criminally underrated mechanically. But you don't chill at rank 1 and 2s without having unreal mechanics. Like, the 2v2 is, I think, mostly mechanics, but there is a lot of IQ as well. I want to see a 2s tournament so bad, you know? Like, obviously you guys know we're all about 1s. But yeah, 2s is so fun to watch. I see so many people writing that 2s is boring and that they, you know, 2s is just a terrible esport, or it's a terrible viewing experience. Like, I don't know what's wrong with it, with anyone who thinks that. Like, what happened to them? What happened to them that they have such an incorrect opinion on something? It's fine to have opinions, but I mean, being that off on something, I'm worried. You know, I'm genuinely concerned. 2s is so fun. I think if people don't like 2s, they just haven't. They just play ranked 2s and they think based on that 2s is not fun to watch because their ranked games are terrible. Yeah, 2s is so good. It's so good. I mean, 2s ranked is a better viewing experience than 3s ranked. 3s ranked is such a mess, man. The best rank to watch is rank 1s. I think rank 2s is second best. Rank 3s is complete trash. It is so bad. Like, especially these days. I don't know what happened. Rank 3s is awful. I don't even know what's going on when I watch high level rank 3s. I'm like, these guys are just awful. It's like so not even close to RLCS. It blows my mind. At least when you watch high level rank 2s, you're like, okay, these guys are, yeah, they're making decisions. They're thinking. Khaled top 5 IQ. Well, okay, when it comes to Rocket League IQ, I mean, it's a very difficult one to... it's a bit of a tough one. I think you got to split it up. You got to split up the, you know, strategy. You know, Rocket League strategy in-game. And then you've also got to have the entire separate element of intelligence, which is kind of emotional as well. That's the, you know, the mental. Who's got the best mental? So obviously that's kind of tied into the Rocket League IQ, but I like to separate them entirely, because if you're talking best mental, obviously you got to have, you know, Turbo K'd up at the top, and then I don't know who else I would put in there, but obviously those guys. Emotional, there goes Astral. Astral's underrated as a mental player. I feel like he got such unfair flack because of that Dignitas video that they put out, where they just edited it to make him sound bad. Oh, what a goal. That's a shot, actually. Arju's making big plays in this lobby. He's really, really good. That was a really good shot. Yeah, Fairy, obviously really, really top tier mental. But no, Astral's not anywhere near as bad. Like, the Rocket League community seems to think, even like a lot of the pro scene, just think that Astral's like a terrible teammate, but a lot of people like playing with him. Like, all the French players love playing with him. Like, I don't know how you, like, you can just call him toxic if the entire French community and all the French pros love to play with the guy. Wasn't edited. He literally flamed Yukio mid-series. Listen, it was an edited video. They edited that. Like, the Dignitas video, the one I'm referring to, it's an edited video. Like, I don't know why they edited it like this. That made him sound bad. They could have just, you know, taken bits like this out, because obviously without the full series context, it doesn't make sense. But also, I'm not going to go any further on this other than to say that the Rocket League community, like fans and people who like to comment and theory craft on which players have a good mental game and which players are positive for their team, which players are negative for their team. There's a lot of opinions out there that are way off. You know, some players get praised as being really, really good for a team's mental, and I know from what I've heard that that's just simply not the case. And other times I hear that, oh yeah, this player's great to play with. Yeah, awesome guy. And I hear the community, or I read the community just like trashing them. So, basically there's more going on than you can hear in a one comms video. And from what I've gathered, Astral's actually fine. From, you know, talking to his teammates and other players that that play with him a lot. Yeah, we've got more games, guys. We've got more. Hold on, let me pull up the next one. But yeah, we just saw a pretty nutty Arju goal. Let's watch Arju for this game. Top 5 IQ players. Khaled, no question. Monkey Moon, no question. Oh yeah, Hibbs has been scrimming for Intel. I saw, didn't Hibbs, apparently Jack and Flame play against Dead Monster? They played against Italy on Dead Monster's channel as well. Am I correct? Did I see that right, Hibbs? I think I saw that. Smartest players. Yeah, okay. Anyway, smartest players. Khaled, Monkey Moon. You gotta put Fairy Peak in there. Who else do I want to put in there? I kind of want to, like, you know, I'm thinking Rails, I'm thinking Arsenal, but mostly Arsenal. I think I'm thinking of putting Arsenal in the top 5 smartest players. Yeah, Turbo's definitely in the conversation. Garrett G's definitely in the conversation. There's a lot of smart players. It's hard to just rattle out top 5. Well, Monkey Moon's in there without a shadow of a doubt. Khaled's in there without a shadow of a doubt. And then the rest of the top 5. Arsenal's in there. I think he is. Yeah, Arsenal's in there. He's super smart. Arsenal makes the weirdest plays and the sneakiest plays that a lot of other players pretty much know what else he's making. I think he's really smart. Very, very smart player. Yeah, people watch his YouTube videos and they're probably like, what? How? This guy's crazy. Nah, Arsenal's really smart. But okay, Arsenal, let me put out, this might be a hot take, but I'm gonna go ahead and say it anyway. Arsenal is so smart. He's such a smart player that you guys... Okay, actually, I'm going to start off by just checking. Rewind. Let me restart this hot take. So, type 1 in chat if you think Arsenal has above average mechanics out of the top 7 teams in NA. Type 1 in chat if you think his mechanics are above average for top 7 teams NA. Type 2 if you think his mechanics are below average for top 7 teams NA. I'm seeing all ones. So if you're looking at G2, FaZe, Spotify Rebellion, NRG, Envy, Space Station, and Rogue, you guys all think that Arsenal's mechanics are above average. That means that he's in the top half of all those teams, players, mechanically. Now I'm just going to go ahead and straight up say Arsenal is not in the top half mechanically, but he is such a smart player that he's convinced all of you that he is. He makes the sneakiest, the dirtiest, and the smartest plays, and he's always in the right place to succeed and just shine like a diamond. Yeah, he's so smart that you all think he's mechanical. Now, he is mechanical, don't get me wrong. Arsenal's mechanical, but he's not top half mechanically out of those 7 teams. The best 7 teams in NA, Spotify, FaZe, G2, Rogue, Envy, NRG, Space Station. I'd, without any question, put Arsenal in the bottom half of those players if you're just talking mechanics. But he's probably like the smartest player out of all of them. He's the smartest of them all. The same thing applies to Monkey Moon. A lot of people think Monkey Moon is the best mechanical player in Europe. I don't think he is. I think he's, you know, he's probably up there, but I'll easily put Astral as, you know, better mechanics, Alpha, better mechanics. There's, you know, there's players who I'd put higher than him mechanically, but he's so smart that he just ends up, you know, looking even better mechanically than he is. Spotify. Yeah, Spotify. That's KCP. I've really got to stop saying Spotify, though. I'm going to say it while I'm casting. I just know. They better not put me on the Shopify Rebellion. Shopify Bargain Bucket Rebellion. I don't know how I'm going to avoid saying Spotify now. I've honestly said it so much. WF Prodigy, thanks for the bits, and also Swampy with 23-month tier 1. Welcome back to the channel, man. I think you're overestimating how mechanical the average player is. Okay, well, let's just go through the teams, and I'll tell you who I think is more mechanical than Arsenal from all the teams. Okay, starting with Envy. I think Atomic and Mist are more mechanical. I think Turbo is less mechanical. NRG, I think the whole NRG squad is more mechanical than Arsenal. So far, it's 5-1. Now we're going to go Rogue. I think the first killer is more mechanical. I think Turinturo and Taroko are less. There we go. We're now 6-3. So 6 more, 3 less mechanics. G2, I think Chicago JNAPs are more mechanical. I think Drees is, well, potentially more, but we'll go ahead and say less, because I don't really have enough evidence of Drees right now. He hasn't done enough. He might actually have more mechanics than Arsenal, but I'm going to say less for now, because he's new. So, yeah, I could have said all of G2 are more mechanical if I wanted to make this even more snowbally, and that would be 9-3. But let's say it's 8-4. We'll give you guys one. We'll give you guys one. Phase. AJ's more mechanical. Gyro and Illusion are less mechanical. So we'll call that 9-6. And then Spotify Rebellion. I think Beast Mode's more mechanical. And I don't think Memory or Rapid are more mechanical than Arsenal. So that's a 10-8. So I was right. At least in my opinion. Arsenal's he's less mechanical. He's in the bottom half. Spotify. I know I'm doing it on purpose, but I should stop. I gotta stop. I gotta stop that. You guys think Turanturo's mechanics are better than Arsenal's? You guys just see a flip reset, you're like, whoa, this guy's mechanical. Absolutely insane. He landed on the ball, and then he flipped into it. Utterly top tier mechanics. Just round of applause for the flip reset. You guys are so ridiculous. There's more to mechanics than flip resets. Forgot SSG? Okay, well, Arsenal's the least mechanical player on his team. So, it's even more. He's even more in the bottom half out mechanics. But that's fine. You know, that's fine. They're all great mechanical. Every player in all those teams are all really mechanical. But Arsenal is the smartest of them all. I think he's the smartest player. And you guys remember I was saying that there's that third aspect as well. You've got mechanics. You've got intelligence. Then you've also got mental. You've got the mental aspect of the game as well. How good is a player at getting into that flow state? How good are they at performing under pressure? How good are they at lifting their teammates up out of the holes that they dig themselves into sometimes? Arsenal, I also think, is top tier at that. So not only is Arsenal, I think, the smartest player in North America, I think he's also extremely good at the mental part of the game. I remember seeing him at Madrid on LAN, hyping up his team. Mad energy coming out of this guy, positive energy. They're all playing like I think they performed at a higher level than what I expected from them, and I put a lot of that down to Arsenal just being really good for a team. Hype man. So yeah. Alright, hold on a second. Let me get into the next game. Okay, I think this game we're gonna go Dead Monster, then we'll go Cucks for the next game. Arsenal smarter than Sip and Turbo. I think Arsenal might be the smartest player. He's got the intellect. Look at this freeze frame, by the way. Just this is how they arrive. This is how Italy arrive. Whoa. Hey Hibbs, thanks for the 5-month tier 1, man. I really appreciate that. So we're on Dead Monster for this one. Ahmad is the biggest ball chaser. Ahmad is up there, yeah. I mean, okay, let me define ball chaser for you guys. Well, at least what I think ball chasing is. Ball chasing is playing the ball when you're further away from it than the opponent. As in, okay, if the opponent goes, they'll beat you to it, but you don't care, you just go anyway. Yeah, I think Ahmad, in that context, absolutely top tier ball chaser. Other top tier ball chasers in the world right now. One of the absolute baller chasers is Mark by 8. He is an incredible ball chaser. So you gotta put him in there. Alpha 54 is another one. Huge ball chaser. Dead Monster, I love that he's immediately gets a bad touch and he's like flicking the camera back and forward. First killer, yep, absolutely. Astral, 100%. Scrub Kill is the king of ball chasers. I mean, right now, Scrub just got benched from... Didn't he get benched from Singularity, who came like, I don't know what, 15th or something in EU? Scrub Killer can't join this. For now, Scrub's not in this list of players. He doesn't belong in this list of players, even if he is a massive ball chaser. Oh my goodness, what a save! Dead Monster! What was that? That was a sick read. Not only did he read where the shot was going, but he somehow managed to hit it into his own bar. Wow. Hey, let me just pause the ball chaser discussion to talk about Dead Monster again. So I said earlier on, Dead Monster streamed these games. If you want to watch his POV, head over to his channel. He's also streamed international scrims that him, Cux, and RG played against Italy and also the UK, or one of the UK teams. So if you want to see more of this guy, if you want to see more of Italy, head over to twitch.tv/deadmonsterrl. He doesn't have a dash or a underscore in his Twitch. It's just deadmonsterrl, all one word. Oh, he's calling him off. Oh, Cuxer. I think Dead Monster had that. Oh, Arju does. What a banger. And what a goal. Yeah, Dead Monster is somehow keeping his team in this. He's had some sick saves. Why can't you see the names? Oh, you mean in the bottom left? It's because this is a replay. So there is no bottom left replay, or, you know, score card, I think it's called. How do you think Mist would be on G2 over Drees? Oh, what goal by Khaled. Oh my. He just took over all of them, pre-flipping an air dribble. Mist would be an upgrade. Putting Mist into any team would be an upgrade. Just to, you know, I'm not saying Drees is bad. I think Drees has performed admirably. I think that teams are really going to be... If G2 don't stick with him, which they might, I don't know any insider info on that one, but based on his performance so far, I could see them trying to build on that performance. Try and build on his play. But if they don't, I think he's going to get another team for sure. So he's played really well. But yeah, Mist could replace, you know, Drees. He could replace Illusion. He could replace literally everybody except Garrett G. And it would be an upgrade, I think. Is that actually a fact? Hold on. Let me think about that. The only question mark is Space Station are a bit of a unique team, so they've got a different way. They don't really play the same way, so maybe Mist wouldn't really blend in that well with them, but yeah, you put Mist instead of any other NA player except Garrett. It's probably an upgrade. Okay, yeah, maybe not. Okay, not first killer, not first killer. Garrett and first killer are irreplaceable, but yeah, Mist is just that good. He's really, really good. I think he peaked at the start of the season. Mist was so sick. He was really, really insane. And then Winter Split, I think he wasn't as impressive. But now he's even better than ever. Turbo's irreplaceable. Well, Mist is already on Turbo's team, so I wasn't really... I mean, if you replace Mist with Turbo, you have the same team, so I wasn't really thinking about that. I was really thinking about their rivals, NRG, G2, FaZe, Spotify, and Space Station. But Space Station are a bit of a weird one because they play different, so I don't know how that would work. Thoughts on JNaps? I think JNaps is amazing. I think he's really good. JNaps is probably underrated right now because everybody's like everybody's just expecting G2 to lose every event, so they think it must be like, okay, JNAPS must be terrible or Chicago must be overrated. I don't think so at all. I think JNAPS and Chicago are probably both still top 10 players in North America for me. Like obviously First Killer is, obviously AJ is. None of their teammates are though. I don't think anybody from Spotify is a top 10 player in NA. Beast Mode might be, Beast Mode maybe. I have to think about it. Garrett, Justin, obviously. Probably all of Envy. So if you got Garrett, Justin, all of Envy, First Killer, AJ, JNAP, Chicago, Sypical, then the other players who are like fighting for that number 10 would be Rails, Arsenal, Beast Mode. That's your top 13. That's my top 13, I mean. I don't think any other players in the lower rated teams would have a chance of being in that conversation. Forgot Sypical? I literally said Sypical. Are you listening? I said Sypical. Dead Monsters ball chasing this game. You guys gotta remember this is a scrim. These guys are scrimming. They're practicing. You know, the games were streamed, so there's a little bit more, you know, pride on the line, potentially. But at the end of the day, these are scrims. They're just trying to get better. They're testing new stuff with their new teams. Oh, great pass. Hey, Dead Monster had a great game here. Unreal saves early on. Like, RJ's got 4 saves here, and Dead Monster's got 3, but Dead Monster, one of his saves, the pre-jump save, that should have counted for at least 3 saves. That was so sick. That was super, super sick. Have we watched a Cuxer game yet? I'm not sure if we have, but if we've not, we can watch the next one from Cux POV. Just pull this up while I get the next game. There's 2 more here. Dead deserve to be picked up. Yeah, Dead Monster is slept on. Dead Monster is insane. Dead Monster is absolutely insane. I'll watch, we'll go Ahmad POV for the last game. We'll Ahmad POV for the last game. We'll do Cuxer this game. Let's watch Cuxer. There we go. Yeah, how about the comebacks from Italy? Whoa, what is this camera? Cux is way down there. Playing the Mantis for this tournament because you can't play Batmobile in the Intel World Open. Some kind of IP thing. So yeah, you can't use that car, so he's using the Mantis because it has the Batmobile hitbox, I believe. Is SRG representing KSA? Yeah, they're one of the teams representing KSA. I really hope Senzo fixes internet before IWO. Yeah, same man. Same man. It's bad enough having to play with like 80 to 100, never mind 120 on a 1 gigabyte connection. That's terrible. Yeah, there's a lot of chat as well recently, not only about ping, but also routing. And I'm not going to pretend to really know what the specifics and everything is related to that, but what I can tell you is that 80 ping for a KSA player to a Middle East player to Europe servers will not be as good as 80 ping to a European player to a US East server or a US East player to a European server. The connections between Europe and America are way better than the ones from Middle East to Europe. Which shouldn't come as a surprise to anybody who watches these guys' streams. Mantis looks like a squashed Venom. It does. Do I think NRG kicking Turbo is disrespectful? No, not at all. I mean, I don't know all of what went on with that decision, but you know, NRG with Turbo, they won Season 8 Worlds. Then Season 9, they were struggling a little bit. They weren't putting in the same level. They were getting consistently beaten by G2. G2 dominated Season 9 for North America, so based on that, I think NRG were just not happy with the work, the time that Turbo is putting into the game, so they benched him. And they picked up Squishy, who has a bajillion million hours in Rocket League. So they're like, hey, we know this guy. He's a former world champion. He's a good friend of ours. He's got more hours in Rocket League than anyone. He never stops playing the game. So let's get that guy. And then we'll be back as the best team in North America. And initially it seemed to work, actually. And they are still absolutely one of the best. to this day. It's only the rise of SSG and Envy that have stopped that from being the absolute case. But in the online Rocket League world, I think it was better for NRG to bench Turbo and pick up Squishy, because there haven't been any LANs for a year, and Turbo Online isn't LAN Turbo. So yeah, I think it was a good decision. I think they've benefited from that decision. I think Turbo's also benefited from that decision, because it probably lit a fire under him, and you know, he went out and wanted to prove them wrong, and wanted to prove that it was a mistake getting to bench him, getting it benched. So I think it was good for all of them. I think they've all benefited. Routing from the servers makes you feel like your car's being pulled back, so you can't play any servers either. Yeah, I hear internet in the Middle East is not that good. So, I mean, I'm not trying to. When I like make comparisons between the struggles that North American and European players who have been playing in these international show matches recently, these NA vs EU show matches, everybody's been saying that it's, you know, too hard with 100 ping, 120 ping. It's unplayable. Everybody's calling it unplayable. I'm not trying to say that they're wrong. I agree. I think it is a totally different game. Those guys aren't used to it, so of course it's going to be very difficult to perform anywhere near their level and to win games, to win series. Oh, a well-placed shot there by Senzo. But what I do want to do, I'm not trying to throw any shade at the European and North American players who have tried to play and struggled, because I think it's cool that they've done that. Wow, what a save. I think it's really cool and putting themselves out there. Respect, only respect. And I agree that it is very difficult to play 100 to 120 ping. Very hard. But I also at the same time want to give praise to, just more praise. I want to pile praise on the Middle East region for being able to play at the level they do with, if anything, a worse internet connection. And yeah, they're used to it, but it's still the same ping. It doesn't matter. They're still doing it. They're out here doing it. They're competing, putting on a show with a terrible connection. So yeah, props to those guys once again. There's another really crazy take that I've seen recently. So some people seem to think that if there was a LAN and Middle East teams were at that LAN, they think that the Middle East teams would do worse because their connections would be better. Am I explaining this correctly? It sounds so ridiculous that this might confuse some people. Some people think that because Middle East players are used to playing with lag, that when you give them a better connection and they can actually just see exactly where the ball is at all times, that they're going to have a hard time. Now, I don't know about you guys, but that is complete nonsense. No, it's not. This isn't agree at all. This is insane. It's absolutely insane. I don't know how people can think this. It's the dumbest take I've ever heard. It's so stupid. So stupid. It's mind-blowingly stupid. Like, I don't know if any of you guys have gone from 60 Hz monitor to a 144 Hz monitor. Type 1 in chat if you've done that switch on Rocket League and PC. If you've started off with a 60 Hz monitor, then you've switched to a 144. Type 1 in chat. Now, was there any transitional period for you guys? Because for me, when I went from a 60 Hz monitor to a 144 Hz monitor, I gained 100 rating on the spot. Instantly better. You can just see where the ball is. Faster. It's so easy. There's no transition. Instantly, bam, 100 points. I'm a better player. Wow, would you look at that? That's what would happen if you put these Middle East players on a LAN. They're going to be instantly better. Instantly. Instead of having to predict where the ball is, instead of having to guess, am I actually winning the race to that ball? Because it looks like I am on my screen, but maybe I'm not, because he might be closer to me on the server side. No, they don't have to even think about that anymore. They just know. They'll look at the guy who's miles off the pace and be like, what's he doing? I'm absolutely smoking this guy. These guys beat people to the ball with 100 ping. Take away the ping disadvantage, they're going to completely dust everybody. It's going to be unbelievable, like, speed. They're going to be let loose. Yeah, there should be no hate for these guys. None at all. None at all. Let's watch Ahmad POV for game 9, sorry. Yeah, that's why I will always praise them, pretty much, in a nutshell. That's why. They've overachieved immensely. Like, given the circumstances, they have way overachieved. I am so baffled that they can be this good, given the circumstances. So good at this game. And all people do, or maybe not everybody. I know there's a lot of fans from Middle East. That's awesome. You guys are awesome. But there's so many haters as well, and so many people trying to cherry pick and nitpick, and just every time that a Middle East player achieves anything, and every time that a Middle East player, does anything cool, there's so many people out there just trying to diminish that achievement and say that it doesn't matter. Imagine thinking that someone sitting at rank 1 doesn't matter. Imagine thinking that ranked doesn't matter. At least rank 1 doesn't matter. You know, maybe rank 100 doesn't matter. If your favorite pro player is stuck in Grand Champ 2, that probably doesn't matter either. They're probably just using rank to mess around. But if somebody just sits at rank 1, that matters. That matters a lot. Like, let me tell you, the players who've been sitting near rank 1 this season in 2s. First Killer. Do we have anyone who wants to say First Killer's not one of the best players in the world? Anyone at all? Nope. Okay, next one. Monkey Boot. Anyone want to say Monkey Boot is not one of the best players in the world? Nope. Okay, next one. Daniel. Anyone want to say Daniel's not the hottest prospect in North America right now, and every pro team's waiting for him to turn 15 so they can try and sign him up? Yep, that's right. Nobody disagreeing with that either. Oh, who's that? Who's the next one? Khaled. Yep, he's the other guy. Sitting up there near rank 1 all season. These guys are just dominating the 2s ladder. Of course it matters. Oh my, the crazy mental gymnastics of ME haters will never cease to amaze me. Hey, Braco, thanks for 40-month tier 1, man. And Neil Changi, thanks for the brand new Prime. Welcome back and welcome respectively. We need first Killer versus Khaled. That would be fun. Maybe in the off-season, First Killer will play 1s again. I know he's been playing a little bit of 1s here and there, a little bit of ranked. And for First Killer, it's super easy to get high rated. But yeah, I'm sure he'd want to, if he's going to play Khaled, I'm sure he'd want to grind. The only reason they improve so much compared to Sam and OCE is they play EU every day. I'm the guy who, I say this all the time. That's the reason why Middle East is so competitive, is because they play against EU every day, and they do it with training weights. They do it with the ping disadvantage every day. And then people think you take the training weights away from them, it's going to get harder. You think they're going to struggle? That's crazy. That's absolute crazy talk. They're not going to struggle. They're going to instantly be better. They're going to see the game. They're going to finally see exactly where the ball is, and they're going to beat everybody to it by a mile. Yeah, this is a great series. So, I never planned to play the Playcast this series because 9 games and it's scrims. It's not that. It's interesting to me. It's not, I don't think play-by-play casting scrims is all that. I think scrims are even less competitive than ranked. I'd put ranked as a more competitive setting than scrims. Scrims, these guys are, they're just trying to get back in the swing of things. This is SRG's first games together since APL, since winning APL. And Italy have only just started playing for like a week or something. So they're all just learning, they're all testing new things, seeing what works, seeing how to improve. So yeah, I don't think play-by-play belongs in scrims, at least. Right now, not for me anyway. It just doesn't make sense. But I want to watch because it's interesting. Very interesting. Same thing with the NRG BDS scrims. It's very interesting. I went actually to check. Squishy didn't upload either of the wins they got in Europe, did he? I skipped through to see if he uploaded an EU win, because that's the only ones I really cared about for the BDS NRG set. I wanted to see what they did to beat BDS on their own server a couple of times. I don't think he uploaded those. I think he streamed them, but I didn't catch it. The Elite team looks very promising. Yeah, they're still super new. Like, super new together. SRG are just, this is their first series back after a big break, and Italy are brand new to playing together recently after playing on other teams for a while. He didn't show the NA game. Wait, really? Did I see it wrong? I thought he showed a BDS win, and then I thought he showed 2 NRG wins that were both NA server. Maybe I'm mistaken. I skipped to when he showed the ping before every game, and I looked at the ping. I was like, oh, he didn't upload those. That's a shame. GG's good series. Yeah, great games. Italy look good. Italy look really good here. I think they adapted, you know, early on. Italy were struggling. They were a bit stuck in defense, but they adapted. They realized, okay, we need more of a midfield presence. We got to start shutting down these infield passes. We got to start shutting down these backboard hard hits. And yeah, when they did, they had more success. But yeah, I think even though it's hard to defend with high ping, I think Sandrock will still be able to make big improvements defensively. Yeah, hopefully Sanzo gets his internet fixed. My goodness, that's rough.